Hi, this is Phil from PDQ Merch Enterprises and ATM Mastermind Group page, and in today's video we'll be talking about 5 tax tips for the ATM business. Always remember, here at PDQ and ATM Mastermind, we have a course that teaches you from A to Z how to be successful in the ATM business. We also have an ATM Mastermind Group page that's free to join for like-minded individuals just like yourself who want to learn a little bit more about the ATM business and be in a community of other ATM business owners. Always remember, here at PDQ Merch Enterprises, we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Always hit the like button down below and share it with any and all your friends who are looking to learn a little bit more about the ATM business. Okay, so without further ado, tip number 1, the LLC. Now, for a lot of you people who are looking to get into ATM business, they always say, oh, I'm going to set up my LLC, I'm going to form my LLC, I'm going to start my LLC. Here at ATM Mastermind Group page, we would like you guys to take a different approach and set up a corporation. I know there's a lot of information about setting an LLC up. I'm not a big fan of the LLC. LLC stands for Limited Liability Corporation. Okay, but it doesn't really mean much because you still have to file your taxes in a different manner. So I would recommend, again, not setting an LLC. If you do decide to open up an LLC, keep it separate by filing as an S Corp and not a sole proprietor. That'll keep your business separate than your personal. If you decide that you're an LLC and you're going to keep it that way and you file as a single member LLC, and that was, or a sole proprietor, now what happens is you're subject to what they call unemployment or employment tax. That is right now in our current state is 15.3%. Now, for you guys who are working a 9 to 5, here's what happens is that money that you pay into tax in your tax bracket that your employer takes out of their check, they have to match that. So that's like 7.25%, and then your employer has to put in that 7.25%. That's like 15.3%, a little bit more, that has to be paid to our federal government. Now you're the owner and the employer at the same thing. You have to put in that 15.3%. That's why I suggest you guys file as an S Corp, and you can avoid that 15.3% for a little while until you decide, you know what, we're making enough money, I can take a salary from my S Corp, and then you'll have to pay that 15.3. But in the beginning, when you're not making a whole lot of money, you are not subject to pay that. But even if you're not making a lot of money in a LLC, you're subject to that 15.3%. Plus, that's just the federal, and you got to pay the state tax. So a lot of extra taxes you can avoid by filing as an S Corp. Point number 4, reasonable salary. Phil, what's a reasonable salary? Our federal government is starting to implement what they call a reasonable salary. You're in business for yourself. After a given amount of time, they want you to take what they consider a reasonable salary that you would pay somebody to do the job that you're doing. So you'll have to work that out with your accountant, what you guys deem to be reasonable, but that'll be down the line, not in the beginning. But you guys got to keep that in mind. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? This is all next level accounting practices, what they call GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. So you're going to have to know that. Again, I'm not a professional accountant. These are just some of the things that we've learned over the years to try to keep us in the good graces of our IRS. Make sure that everything we do, we cross every T and dot every I, and we work with an accountant. My experience in business is always to work with an accountant to keep you in doing everything up to speed. Number 5, tax brackets. Now, these numbers aren't exact. I rounded them up a little, and I put it in to a married couple that they're earning income. Okay, just so you guys know, it's not a single person. It's if you're married and you file separate, this was not going to apply. This is only if you file jointly together. Okay, and these are different tax brackets. So if you're subject to federal tax if you make $20,000 or less at 10%. Then together, you and your wife or you and your spouse, you guys get up to $80,000, you're subject to 12% tax. And then from $82,000, again, I rounded it, from $82,000 to $171,000, you're subject to 22%. Now, here's the thing. is if you're an S corp, you're not subject to those tax brackets because you've got the business is separate than your personal. So you want to try to minimize your taxes. That's why I say set up an S corp, keep your taxes low. You can avoid paying the employment tax, and these are some of the advantage of setting up the S corp versus the LLC. Again, I'm not an accountant. You're going to have to really drill down on this for accounting purposes, but just to give you some guidelines, maybe answer some questions, and I hope this is helpful. Also, deductions. Now, as we're in business for ourselves, these are some of the deductions that we get to take. So you'll be able to take a deduction for your car insurance, for your gas. You're going to have to write down the mileage from point A to point B. You'll be able to deduct that. Your car payment, some insurance that you're going to have on there, some of your cell phones. You'll be able to take some of those deductions for your business. That'll minimize your tax burden at the end of the year for your ATM business. And as you be a business owner, this is also going to help you to create some more wealth because there's some deductions now that you have because you're in business for yourself. So I hope those tips are helpful. Always remember that we have an ATM A to Z course that teaches you from A to Z how to be successful in the ATM business. We also have an ATM Mastermind Group page that's free to join for like-minded individuals just like yourself who want to learn a little bit more about the ATM business and be in a community of other ATM business owners. Always remember, here at PDQ Merchant Enterprises, we do sell ATMs, we do provide processing, we sell wireless devices. So if you need anything and everything in the ATM business, we got your back. So always remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next ATM Mastermind Group video. Thank you.